With a transfer budget of just £800,000, Shelbourne are the world's poorest club. But by the time we are done with them today, they're not only going to be the world's richest, but the world's best. I am purchasing 100% control in the Irish club, but we have been granted a special license. The EFL have come to us and offered us a lifeline and an opportunity to move from the Irish League to EFL League 2. And as the businessman and owner that I am, we're going to take them up on that opportunity. Shelbourne, get ready for a revolution. This is going to be perhaps the hardest challenge on the channel in history. We have got this starting 11 here with Shelbourne. It is a little bit of a mess. And as we said, we do not have much money to spend here to try improving it. But we're going to try our best anyways. Let's get into it. I genuinely think the hardest part of this video is going to be getting out of League 2. We don't have much budget, so we're going to have to build the foundations out of this squad. First man in, we desperately needed a right back. We desperately needed a young right back. Sam Parker, the young Welshman, joining us here from Swansea for £325,000. I mean, we're signing 55 overall players. That just talks about the level we're at right now. The clean out is going to begin though, ladies and gentlemen. Not too many players to clean out because our squad depth isn't insane, but we're cashing in on some of the players that don't have too much upside. JJ Looney heading to Grimsby. Shane Griffin is off to wherever that club's from. And the striker, Sean Boyd, off to Poorest Green Rovers. And that's going to allow us to get out there and make some signings on the market. It wouldn't be a video like this without me trying to get out there and sign a young Australian talent, which is what we are going to do just here. A striker that I'm hoping can come up the divisions with us. It is Jace Tyler Novello. Also, you might have noticed, lads, our drip isn't too high fashion at the moment. The club, we're gonna focus on spending money on players and building up Shelbourne rather than having expensive suits. One day though, one day we'll have the good suits. I was hoping that the youth academy at least had given us some decent prospects to promote. I'm gonna keep this Sanchez guy in the youth academy. I mean, I'll keep the rest of them to see if they grow at all, but none of them are even good enough to make our starting 11 right now, which is an extremely low bar. It's only right that we try signing some Irish talent to this squad though. Joe O'Brien Whitmarsh is also making the jump across from the Irish League to EFL League 2. The Irish attacking midfielder joining us on a very cheap fee of £350,000. As the owner of Shelbourne as well, lads, it is a goal in the future of this club to upgrade the stadium. Tolkien Park right now can only fit a couple thousand fans into it, but as we go up the divisions on our quest to win the Premier League, I want us to have a juggernaut of a stadium down the line. But that'll all come with good results on the field. And despite being down the absolute dumps, we're still trying to loan out some of our younger prospects. The goalkeeper Forlan is heading to Lyngby for the season. So that's our opening transfer window in the books. We're definitely going to have to take a step or two back before we can make a run. This first year is going to be so damn interesting, lads. We've also got a pretty tough situation here in the contract space. Essentially, our whole squad is off contract at the end of the year, so I've got to spend the remaining £200,000 or so we have in our budget on renewing the contracts of the players we want to keep. And then somehow I've got to spend some money on getting coaches. Oh, this first season is going to be tough. Let's go see how we do. We've actually done significantly better than I expected here in season 1. 1 point away from the League 2 playoffs. That is a great foundation to build on. Those 18 draws have killed us though, lads. Absolutely killed us. We finished the season on 69 points. Nice. But the top dogs are Bradford City, who we actually managed to get our first win of the season against, and Notts County and Wrexham all heading up to the 3rd division. But I'm so glad to see us not down the bottom here with Swindon and Sutton and Crawley. We went out in the second round of the FA Cup. Fair play to Norwich City, who are in the championship but are going to be playing European football next year. And another second round exit in the Carabao Cup. I have no idea in the world what the Bristol Street Trophy is. The Bristol Street Motors Trophy is, but we got eliminated in the second round of that as well. And it is going to be Gillingham heading up to League 1 via the playoffs. Big season here for our Australian Novello. 2 good things to get excited about. Not only does he bag himself 19 goals, which is going to be incredible for his dynamic play potential, he's gone up to a 65 overall as well. That is going to be dangerous next year. Going to be losing a few players though. Keith Ward retiring. Sean Gannon, I couldn't get to re-sign a new contract, losing out on about £250,000 there as he heads to Oxford on a free. And then Liam Burt, one of our top players from the season, he's going to finish his loan spell. If he was a few years younger and a little cheaper, I would honestly consider going in for him, but I just don't think it's in our parameters. All in all though, I am over the moon with the start we've had here at Shelbourne. We miss out on the playoffs by the skin of our teeth. That has to be the goal. We can surely get promoted next year. The path towards being top of the Premier League continues. Our second season begins here. Our budget has it's over doubled. £2 million. That is nice to see. We're starting to get off the bottom a little bit. And we're going to come out of the gates and make a huge free agent signing to kick things off. I was actually looking at this guy thinking that he was going to be at his original club in the Netherlands, but when I saw he was a free agent, that beat out all the other centre midfielders I had on my shortlist. Niels Rossen, welcome to Shelbourne. At this point, as soon as you hit 30, if you're not like a star player, you're out of here. That's exactly what happens with John O'Sullivan. We get £320,000 to send him packing. We had to get somebody stellar. Losing Bert last year, we had to get somebody that was going to come in and do an absolute job for us. We get the young English winger, Adrian Blake. He wanted out of Utrecht. He wanted back into the English footballing pyramid, and that's exactly what we give him. Adrian Blake, welcome to Shelbourne. Paddy Barrett, it's time to go. I want to get a young centre-back in for the future for the next 4 or 5 years, so we're going to sell Paddy Barrett for $350K. But whilst we wait to find our new centre-back, Brian McManus is going to get a loan move. There it is, lads. Dylan Smith. Welcome to Shelbourne, mate. We get him bang on his market value of £800,000. Excited to see what this 6'3" giant can do at the back for us. Hoping for a massive season ahead, lads. Are we going to have enough to get ourselves our first promotion as Shelbourne owner? So we are here on the final day of the season. 1 game to go. We sit 4th. We are 1 point potentially away from getting promoted automatically up to League One. But on the flip side, the table is so close that if we lose to 9th place Walsall, we could drop all the way down to 9th. This is about as insane as it gets. If we win and MK Dons or Carlisle loses, more likely MK Dons unless we win by 4 and the Carlisle lose by 5. If we win and MK Dons loses, we will jump them, but a loss could see us out of the playoffs altogether. This is massive. Here we go, fellas. On the road against Walsall. What's it gonna be? Come on! Come on! Smith is gonna score an 86-minute winner. Is that gonna get us promoted up to the 3rd division? Where's MK Dons? MK Dons, I didn't see them. MK Dons lost! Come on! Oh, yes. We are gonna go up and we're gonna be 3rd here in League 2. 1 point ahead of MK Dons. They must have drew. That is massive, lads. We have jumped MK Dons and we are heading up for the first time in this video. Bottom of the table, still the same sort of teams. Newcastle won the FA Cup. We actually made it past the 2nd round this year, but we went out to Man United in the 3rd round. And we lost to Watford in the 2nd round of the Carabao. Less said about the BSM trophy, the better. MK Dons have bottled it heavily. MK Dons out in the semi-finals. Lincoln are going to be joining us next year. Matty Smith actually got more game time than Blake, and he absolutely crushed it. He was playing so much better. Our top goal scorer this season, Farrell, somebody that I was and probably still am looking to upgrade next year. He's had a great year, 23 goal contributions. Not the best year though from Novello, but a +6 growth and up to a 71 overall. That is what we want to see. Bring on the 3rd division. There was a lot of internal debate heading into this 3rd season, whether we kept Farrell at the right wing spot or upgraded. We've decided to upgrade, and it's worked out nicely. Tom Bloxham is joining the club. He goes up in overall overnight and goes up about £500,000 in value there. We're going to sign the Englishman Tom Bloxham from Shrewsbury. Given we are playing a 4-3-3 attacking formation though, going to convert him to a right winger. Our squad's in a pretty good position where I'm happy to, after signing Bloxham, leave the starting 11 as it is and see how we develop over the next year. See how we go in the 3rd division, but I think we need to build out the reserves and the squad depth for the future. Get some players working behind the scenes. So we're going to use free agency to our advantage. What else would we do? Austin Jackson and Liam Buckley, a young English right back and a young Australian attacking midfielder joining the club. And we're going to get ourselves an Irish left back here, Christopher McAllister, the 3rd player to join. You know what, lads? We're in the 3rd division. We're starting to get a little bit more big time here. I'm going to take off our grey shorts And let's throw some pants on. Let's chuck a pair of jeans on for this season. Change up the trainers as well. We had the Nike ones on before. We're just going to rock the plain white ones, looking a little bit more classy, like we could actually get into a pub. Saying goodbye to Farrell, though. He had a great season last year, but I just don't think the upside is there. He's 26 years of age, 64 overall. I think getting Bloxham as the upgrade and cashing in on him was the great move. But Shane Farrell is off to Turkey. We get £770,000 back. And I have decided to make a loan move here for McAllister. Dude looks like he could be a nice little replacement at left back role, so we're going to send him to Preston for the year. Finally at the point now where we've been able to invest some of the money we've got into decent coaches. It's been nice. Like, I got 1 or 2 in the first seasons, but now they're growing and actually turning into golds with the same team pattern. It's really good to see. With these sorts of challenges, I'm always trying to do stuff behind the scenes to really boost us up as much as possible. Didn't take too long as we expected, but Bloxham is now a right winger. Let's get those skill moves and weak foot up though to 5-star, 5-star. I got a bit to do to sort out the team happiness, but just looking purely at the overalls of the squad, I'm really excited about this year. Obviously, coming into a new division, into a new league, the goal, the bare minimum, has to be avoiding relegation, but I'm interested to see if we can give the 3rd division a bit of a shake-up here with Shelbourne. Forget about relegation. We are in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. That is massive. 6th place with Shelbourne in our first season here in the 3rd division. Are we going up to the championship? Are we getting one step closer to winning a Premier League title? We beat Portsmouth. We beat Portsmouth in the semis on penalties. We are off to the playoff final where we're versing Wigan. We headed to the championship. We are not. We have lost to Wigan Athletic 3-1 in the playoff finals. That would have been massive if we got up to the championship, lads. Still so bloody proud of the season we had. That is a really good season, lads, compared to wherever I expected us to come. I expected us to be down the bottom with the likes of Wrexham, Leyton Orient, Lincoln, and Burton, who are all back down to the 4th division. Newcastle did win the FA Cup. Ironically, we lost to Wigan in that as well. And we lost in the first round of the Carabao Cup. The big one, the Bristol Smoters Trophy, but we don't even get out of the group. Overall though, fellas, what a season, and what a season for our new signing, Tom Bloxham. Up to a 74 overall, 21 goals for him in his first season at Shelbourne. That is huge. He had big boots to fill and he's done it quite well. Novello's up to a 76. This dude's dynamic player potential is shooting through the roof. I mean, he only comes into the game with a 75 potential as it is, so we've already eclipsed that in Season 3. And I'm really happy to see Adrian Blake getting a full season under his belt, beating out Smith for the starting spot and getting 16 goals to his name. I want to check though, how did our left back go on the loan spell? McAllister only up to a 65. That's not what I was after, because I'm probably looking to upgrade the left back role potentially next year. We are going to be losing Matty Smith though. I didn't want to. I wanted to re-sign him, but he wanted too much money and a greater squad role, so he is off on a free transfer. Absolutely eclipsed all expectations here though in our first year in League One. And just like 2 years ago, just like our second year in League Two, the goal now needs to be getting promoted. We're looking to make some big starting 11 moves to the squad, but one thing I want to nip in the bud nice and early is getting a replacement backup left winger for Smith. We're going to sign this Spanish free agent in Federico Salazar. 18 years old, 65 overall, a perfect backup option. Tyreek Wilson has been class for us. He has been decent, but we need to get ourselves to the next level. We need to get ourselves somebody in and around the 70s that's much younger than him. So we're going to sell the Irishman to Hull City for £1.5 million. And left back isn't the only part of the squad where I'm trying to get a younger alternative to the starting 11. We're also trying to do that to the goalkeeper spot. Connor Kearns, again, same sentiments, a great player for the first 3 seasons, but now we need to cash in. And if we want to get into the championship, why not go for championship players? Joe Johnson joining us here, coming down from Luton Town, who are in the championship in this simulation. £2.8 million here for the 20-year-old Englishman, an overall higher than Wilson, but so much age and potential on his side. I'm getting pretty high on Sam Parker's supply. We've had offers from some big clubs this window. Bayern Munich have come in. You can see that Werder Bremen, Udinese earlier. We had Borussia Dortmund coming in as well. So Sam Parker, we need to stick with this kid. We have had to take a little bit of a backward step though in between the sticks. We're losing an overall, but we're gaining about 7 or 8 years here. Tommy Simkin is joining us from Stoke City. £2 million, 68 overall, 21 21 years of age. This kid could be anything, and I'm hoping he can be an elite shot stopper for the future for us. And most importantly, help us get up to the championship. And a little loan move here for the Australian Austin Jackson off to Blackpool for the year. The goal needs to be promotion. I want us to win the league this year, lads, because if not, I'm genuinely nervous that players like Novello and Bloxham and Parker and Smith, like the guys that are really taking that next step, that are getting attention from some of Europe's biggest clubs, are going to want out. They're not going to want to spend their early developmental years when they're starting to really become superstars playing in the English third division. We need to get them up in the championship and show them that we are progressing as a football club. And as the owner, I want to be able to sell them on for hundreds of millions, not 5 or 6 million. So let's go see how that pans out. Let's get promoted. I'm praying. We're in this possession again, lads. There is one game remaining in the season. We currently sit in a playoff spot. However, the most exciting thing, for some reason, all the games haven't been played at the same time. I mean, you look at Blackpool, who are down there, and Derby. A lot of teams only played 44 games, but we don't care about them. We care about the two above us. Plymouth and Rotherham have played their final games. We have one game to go, and we are 2 points behind. If we win this game, we win the league. We're away against Shrewsbury. This is huge, lads. This is to get ourselves not only into the championship, but our first piece of silverware as Shelbourne manager. Here we go. It's a 3-1 win. Come on, lads. We have not let the occasion get us down, and we have absolutely crushed Shrewsbury. And that means Shelbourne are heading up to the championship. We missed out last year in heartbreaking fashion, but this year we have done it as champions of the league. It would actually be crazy if Rotherham missed out on the playoffs. If they missed out and lost in the playoff finals here, that would be huge. But scrolling down the table, it is going to be Bradford, Stockport, Salford, and Exeter all going down. Everton win the FA Cup. We actually made it to the round of 16 of the FA Cup this year, where we went out to Sheffield United. Arsenal demolished Leeds in the Carabao. Unfortunately, no round of 16 run in that one. I'm hoping it's our final time playing in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. We got second in our section. Is that going to get us through to the next round? I don't think so. It is. Okay. Well, could we win this trophy? Oh my God, we're into the quarters and we lose to Reading in the quarters. Blackpool do go on to win that though. Rotherham have been promoted. That is actually comical. Rotherham are coming up to the championship with us. Novello's a bona fide superstar at this point. I am going to be riding this guy to a Premier League title. Pause. Get your minds out of the gutter. But 32 goals. Caffrey has been a surprise package from our starting default 11 here up to a 73 now. I'm not even considering upgrading on him. Blocks him up to a 78. Man, I think we're a few tweaks from being pretty comfortable in the championship next season. Knock on wood. Let's get up there though, lads. The second division with the world's poorest club. But lads, before we get into the championship, if you are enjoying this video and you enjoy our content, go ahead, scorpion kick that subscribe button and join us on the channel today. So Brian Whitmore just hasn't been getting it done for us. I don't want to sell him though. He's still got potential. I'm going to send him out on loan and see if we can get more value for him potentially down the line. So we're going to send him off to Aberdeen for the year. But my priority number one as we get into this first season in the championship is to sign a new attacking midfielder. Someone that we're going to notice and who is going to be a bona fide superstar for us this year. And we have spent essentially our whole budget finding that man. It is Diego Luna. This dude, I mean, I watch him almost every week in the MLS. He plays for Real Salt Lake. Number one is his stud. Number two, he's hard to miss. Tattoos everywhere. He's got a bloody spider right there, as you can see by his little picture. This dude's vibey. This dude's who I wish I could be. Like, I'm telling you, lads, if I get financially secure enough in my life where I'll never have to work a normal job, my hands, my neck, it's all getting tattooed. But I'm holding off on the odd chance that YouTube goes down the drain and I have to go get a real job. But Diego Luna is who I wish I could be, and I'm hoping he can bag us some goals. Welcome to Shelbourne, mate. We're also going to sign a backup winger here. Gabriel Baumgartner is going to be joining us as a bit of backup to Tom Bloxham. Probably won't ever play any games, but it's good for squad depth. A few players that I want to kind of clear out of the squad. I'm trying to continue slowly getting rid of these older sort of deadwood players and reinvigorating the squad with young prospects. JarradHD off to the Romanian league. Our backup striker Dean Williams off to Turkey, so priority number one is to get a young striker in. And we're also saying goodbye to John Martin. I will say I'm pretty confident in the fact that Novello is going to be our starting striker for the foreseeable future, but I want somebody that can come off the bench or help with fixture congestion this season because the championship is just so jam-packed. Will Goodwin is going to make the jump up from League One to the championship here, signing on for £1.5 million from Oxford United. I refuse to throw out any predictions about this season. The championship is described as the world's toughest league to escape, and that's for good measure. I don't want to say that I think we could get promoted because we're probably going to end up in the relegation battle in that case. Let's just take this season. It's our first one in the championship and see what we can do. I'll live with this. I will live with this. It's a little frustrating that we were 4 points off the playoffs. Watford there on 71 points. We end up with 67, but I will take this. Like I went on the big spiel earlier, toughest league to escape, and I'm very happy to see we're not down the bottom with QPR, Birmingham and Wigan. At the top though, what is the gold standard? It is Nottingham Forest and Burnley. They go up with 90 and 91 points respectively. Chelsea do win the FA Cup. How'd we go this year? Oh my God, I want to at least go on a cup run like we did last year. We lose to bloody Blackpool. Tottenham win the Carabao Cup, and we go out to Barnsley in that one. What is going on with us in the cups? Southampton will be joining Burnley and Forest, though, in the Premier League as they win the playoffs. Novello, once again, the step up in divisions hasn't phased him. 24 years of age, 82 overall, 17 goals, blocks him crushing it. Adrian Blake, slowing down a little bit in terms of the growth, but 10 goals and I'm uncertain about what we do with him. I mean, he is only 22 years of age, so we can still hold some hope out there. Really disappointed though. Luna only up +1 and only bagging 5 goals and 1 assist. That's not what we were after. Going to be saying goodbye to a couple players though whose contracts I'm just going to let expire. Lewis Temple, Mark Coyle, and Lorcan Healy all heading to free agency. Well, the game and Adrian Blake himself had just made our mind up for us. Adrian Blake wants out of the club. I already rejected, where is it? I already rejected this initial offer from Fulham because I thought, no, I'm not selling him. And then I went over to the transfer list tab. He has submitted a transfer request. So here's what I'm thinking. Federico Salazar is what? 2 years? Yeah, 2 years younger and 1 overall lower than Blake. So I'm thinking we look at some offers for Blake and then give Salazar the starting role, at least for this season, and then look at getting ourselves a top quality centre back to partner up here with Dylan Smith and improve our back line. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. One big addition to the starting 11 that can hopefully push us over the edge and get us promoted to the Premier League. I'm sad it came to this, lads. I genuinely thought Adrian Blake had the quality to be a channel hero here, but we've cashed in on him. He wasn't happy, and we've sold him to Strasbourg for £7.3 million. I hope we don't look back on this and the dude becomes an absolute superstar and we live to regret it. And whilst we wait to hopefully sign Alex Murphy here, we're going to make 2 free agent signings. We need a new backup left winger now that we have sold Blake. So Mustafa Kaya, the Turkish winger, is going to join us, and we seriously need some depth at the centre midfield role in terms of backups. So Elijah Hancock also joining us. Come on now, fellas. We get it over the line. We pick ourselves up a serious bit of Irish talent for the centre-back role. Alex Murphy joining us. 75 rated 24-year-old signing on from Nottingham Forest for £7 million. Simcom is absolutely crushing it in between the sticks. He's going to remain our number one, but I'm going to get him a serious backup option here. Somebody a little older that can mentor him a little bit and provide real good assistance if we need it. Daniel Grimshaw coming in here on a cut price deal. £1.15 million from Blackpool. Also, fellas, we need to start acting like a bit of a Premier League manager. We're still dressed in the same kit from League One. Let's get ourselves in the mind frame of a higher rated manager. I'm going to throw on the little black suit jacket here. Keep the jeans, keep the sneakers, chuck on the suit jacket. I look like I'm about to give you a dodgy pitch on why you should invest in my tech startup, but I'm happy with how we look at the moment. We defied expectations last year when we narrowly missed out on the playoffs. This year though, people are expecting us to do well. I'm expecting us to do well. I want Premier League promotion. Can we do it this year? Come on, lads. Come on, Shelbourne. Get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, we officially operate in a perfect world because we have been promoted to the Premier League after 6 grueling seasons with Shelbourne. We're heading up 14 points clear of Wolves. That gives me a lot of confidence. And I say we're operating in a perfect world because my favorite Premier League club, my favorite English club, Fulham, have won the league. So Fulham go up, Shelbourne go up, no complaints from me. Scrolling down the table, and the relegation zone is going to see Cardiff, Portsmouth, and Millwall going down. Liverpool win the FA Cup. Please tell me we made it somewhat deep in that tournament this year. Nope, we lost to Sunderland in the third round. Chelsea win the Carabao. I feel we lost. What? We get promoted to the Premier League, but we lose to Barrow in the Carabao. It doesn't make sense. But anyways, Luton Town are going to be joining us in the Prem. And I mean, our objective isn't to win an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup in this video, but it would be nice. Regardless though, we are going to be in the league now where we can achieve our goal. Can we become a Premier League champion with Shelbourne? Bloxham I'm so glad we signed this guy. I am so glad we signed him. Bloxham is putting Novello in the rear view mirror. I mean, Novello, that's actually a pretty shit season to be honest, but he's 84 rated now. Bloxham, 86 rated as we enter the Premier League with 23 goals. Salazar only goes up 1 overall, has some decent stats, but we might have to think about making a big upgrade at the left wing spot as we get into the Premier League. It's been an incredible journey as Shelbourne owner so far, and we are now hopefully only seasons away from taking the world's poorest club and making them champions of the Premier League. We're up to the champions. We're up to the Premier League. Let's get it done. Now that we're in the Premier League, Tolka Park needs an upgrade. Now, we don't have the capacities or really the money with just 1 year. We've only been known we're going to be promoted for a couple months. We're going to make a little upgrade to the stadium here, have it Premier League compliant. Very similar vibes to the Bournemouth and the Luton Town stadiums. Tolka Park is now taking Octagon Park's sort of mold. And as manager, I don't want to look like I'm about to scam you anymore. We're getting a little classier around here. Actually, I'm going to go button undone, but we're going to throw on some suit pants and I'm going to keep the sneakers. You got to stay true to your roots. But we are using the promotion money to our advantage. That Premier League TV money hits different. We are going to sign Mika Götze, the Belgian winger, on a cut price deal. He had 11 months remaining on his contract at Monaco. So we are going to break our club record transfer, the world's poorest club. No more. I don't want to sell and give up on Salazar at this point. I was expecting a lot better from him last season, but we are going to send him out on loan this year to Real Betis and see if that can spark a little more growth for him. Our budget has been stretched incredibly thin, but we have signed a massive addition to the midfield here. I was debating making an upgrade to the center midfield role last year, but I ultimately held off because I thought if we did get promoted, we'd have more money to go in for a huge upgrade, which is what we have done, signing Job Bellingham here. We pick him up from Sassuolo. He's 80 rated and he joins for 23.3 million pounds. And with that, we are officially broke. Technically, once again, the world's poorest club. There are absurd amounts of pressure for us to survive the Premier League relegation battle here. I mean, our front three is absolutely ridiculous. Our front three, in my opinion, could win us a Premier League title. But man, the rest of the lads need to lift. I need to get the morale up. We need to get the performances on the pitch firing. Let's go and see if we're going to be staying up again next year here. I'm genuinely nervous. Here we go. Forget about the relegation zone. We don't know what the fuck a relegation battle is, baby. 10th place in the Premier League with the world's poorest club. Shelbourne are officially a mid-table Premier League side. I never thought I'd see the day. I mean, how far off it were we? We were on 52 points. Leicester was, so we're 16 points clear of the relegation zone. Fulham, though, the team that finished above us in the championship, going straight back down. But our goal is to win a Premier League title here. How far off it were we? Tottenham won the Premier League. We were, what, 29 points away from them? So still a bit of ground for us to make up. Please go on a cup run. Tranmere are making it to the quarterfinals and we can't. I mean, we lost to Man City in the third round. That's just a draw. Man United won the Carabao Cup. Again, no cup run there for us. 5-0 to Bristol City. You're taking the piss. Novello into the Premier League and still able to handle the jump up. 19 goals for him, 85 overall. The question is whether we want to cash in on him, but there is still so much room for growth for him. So we're holding off on that. Bloxham, 88 rated, 15 and 8, and a decent first season there for Job Bellingham. Götze wanted a little more, but still, I can't be too upset with how the lads are going. Letting a whole bunch of our original players depart on freeze though. Folan, McManus, and Ledwidge all bringing the overall of the squad down significantly, so it's time for them to walk. Good stuff though, Federico. We send him off on loan and it kind of reignites his career. Up to a 78 here, Federico Salazar. Mentally, I'm trying to win a Premier League title every season from here on in. It might take us one season, it might take us another 5 or another 10, but mentally, that's the goal we're going for. Let's see if that mentality can get us a title next year. This is not what we were after. Just when things are going hunky-dory, progress is going smooth, our star player Tom Bloxham, 26 years of age, 89 overall, has submitted a transfer request, and I can't remove him off the list. I've tried to offer him a new contract, I've tried to sort all that out. He doesn't want off. The silver lining, he's valued at 114 million pounds. I'm hoping we can get even more for that, and then if that does happen, I'm gonna try blowing up the squad. I want to get it so that maybe we have to downgrade the right wing to like an 85 or an 86, but let's get the other positions that are lagging behind and get them up into the mid 80s and really give ourselves a chance to push on here. It's not ideal. I want to Bloxham to help lift us a Premier League trophy, but we're gonna make the most of it. Do we want to send Bloxham down to the championship? Fulham have come in here for them. They came dead last in the Premier League last year. Oh my, yeah, I want to go see if I can send Tom Bloxham down to the championship. That would be brilliant if we could get some money, send him to my favorite club, and then he's not even our problem, at least for this year. They're probably going to come back up next year. Let's see if we can get another 20 mil here from Fulham. 165. They say 160. Marco Silva. I'm going to accept that. That is actually hilarious. Do you want out Tom Bloxham? All right, we're going to send you down to the championship. And there it is, fellas. You can see the championship badge right on display on his right arm. Tom Bloxham heading to Fulham. I hate to see him go, but this is pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. And the good thing is we're gonna have about 200 million pounds to spend, so let's go spend that wisely. First things first, we're going in for a new star right winger. Somebody has to replace Bloxham, and like we called, we're taking a downgrade in the overall. I guess he's a year or two younger, but 85 rated Yankuba Minte, the Gambian winger, joining us on a cut price deal, had 11 months remaining at his Newcastle contract, so he is coming out here to Dublin. Following that, we're dropping another 43 million pounds here to get a plus upgrade to the center midfield position. Joe Bellingham is about to get a new midfield partner as we sign the Brazilian center midfielder Andre Santos from Chelsea. And we're about to drop another 70 million pounds here, lads. Oh, our squad is unbelievable now. We might have just pushed, like, selling Bloxham might have just unlocked the door and pushed our progress forward significantly. It is our new club record transfer. The Moroccan attacking midfielder, Bilal El Khanous, is joining us from Everton. This is absolutely unbelievable. We have come so far from where we started, and I cannot wait to see this man don the red and blue of Shelbourne. As we said, we spent 70 million pounds basically on the dot for Bilal. The team looks unbelievable, fellas. One sale has funded 3 world-class talents into joining our squad, and I'm so interested to see how we perform. I think our attack was insane before this season when we had Bloxham in there. The midfield has just gone berserk. The defense is the one part that worries us. Very interested to see how Murphy, Smith, and Simkin all turn out this season. Personally, I'm not even worried about second season syndrome. I'm more worried about us getting a Premier League title. Let's go check out how this season turns out. Only up to 8th place. Really? I expected us to be up at least in the Champions League spots. I mean, how are Nottingham Forest up there? We're on 57 points. We were closer to the title than we were last year, but man, I thought for sure that we were going to be top 5, top 4. Finishing 8th is well below our standards. A pretty mediocre season in terms of scoring goals and conceding them as well. I'm not too happy about that. Please tell me, please tell me we at least did something in one of the cups this year, but it's not looking good, bruv. We go out to Newcastle in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. We don't win the Carabao Cup. We have been abysmal. Man City thump us. Novello getting 17 goals again, only up 1 overall. His growth is definitely slowed, but man, Goetz isn't even growing anymore. We need to get some serious stuff sorted sorted here if we're going to win a Premier League title. I am so disappointed by this season. It's so clear, lads. The defense is the one spot, especially the centre backs, that need the most improvement in the squad right now. The centre backs are my only goal, my only focus this year. We're getting some big names in, hopefully, on cut price deals. We're going to get Giorgio Scalvini, the Italian, coming across from Brighton for £49.5 million. That's a +6 upgrade on Alex Murphy. And I'm also trying to set like a mental thing now where we only sign the best Premier League players, because our goal is to win the Premier League, so why not weaken our opponents? And in order to try getting another world-class centre-back, I'm basically going to blow up our bench. I'm putting all of our stocks into the starting 11, selling Alex Murphy to Real Sociedad, but we get £30 million back for him. Diego Luna is also going to fall victim to this. We are sending him off to Barcelona, 21.5 million more added to the budget. And we've got ourselves another world-class centre-back here. It is the Brazilian defender, Lucas Beraldo. I'm not sure if I've ever signed this guy in a video before, but he's going to join us from Everton for £48.5 million. Screw it, lads. We're going all out. The starting 11 looks insane. I'm going even more insane. Our 83 rated goalkeeper, Tommy Simkin, is out of the club, off to Luton Town for £45 million. And Federico Salazar is also going on a permanent transfer off to Bologna. That's 23.5 more added to the budget. Is this the final piece to the puzzle, ladies and gentlemen? The highest rated goalkeeper in the Premier League, Giorgio Mamardashvili, is joining us from Chelsea. We've had to overpay, but it's worth it. The overpayment is worth it, in my opinion, because we have weakened a Premier League rival significantly. We have gone absolutely berserk here in this summer window, and our squad is looking insane. But will it be enough to win us a Premier League title with the world's poorest club? Let's go find out. Second place. We've gone and essentially nuked the squad and built it out to be unbelievable, just to finish 4 points behind Man City. Oh, I'm losing my mind, lads. I'm losing my mind. I mean, we're going to get a lot more money now because we're going to be in the Champions League next year. But I almost liked not having European football so we could focus solely on the Premier League. Man City win it. Did anybody notable get relegated? Not really. Leeds win the FA Cup, man. I'm not even going to start looking at this tournament anymore because we have been a mess. Except for the 1 year that we made the round of 16, we've been a mess. Leicester win the Carabao, and again, nowhere close. We make the round of 16 and lose. Of course, we lose to bloody Man City again. Novello, no growth for him, is upsetting again. Minte up to an 87, 18 and 4, 19 there. So the front three are getting the job done. We're just not getting it done overall. We were so damn close. Nah, next year, it's all or nothing. We are going to be Premier League champions. The only position in our squad that is significantly lower than the others is left back. So I'm putting our entire bloody budget, all 110 million pounds of it, into the signing of Alejandro Balde. I want a world beater. No questions about it. We sign him from Aston Villa. He's 89 rated. Please tell me that's going to get the job done. I've got a sore throat. I've got a sore neck. And I've got a sore mind from not being able to win this. 10 years in, let's make Shelbourne Premier League champions. Because I'm going insane and your boy needs some fresh air. You cannot tell me this side isn't good enough to win a Premier League title. Balde comes in as our highest rated player. This team is crazy, man. Parker's up to an 86. Novello's an 86. We've brought so many of these players up, but we've also bought so many of them in the past couple of years. Will season 10 be the time we make Shelbourne from the world's poorest club to not only the richest, but the best? Yes, we can. Oh my God. Come on, Shelbourne. But of course we lost the bloody FA Cup final. Lads, we have taken the world's poorest club and made them champions of England. Shelbourne United, it's been a pleasure. Lads, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video.